Alright, this is lesson 2 about using the GCF, greatest common factor, to find equivalent fractions. Let's look at our first example. We're going to try to find a fraction equivalent to 12/18. Remember that we're trying to represent a fraction equivalent to 12/18, and we want to represent that by using a fewer number of equal pieces. So keep that in mind. We want to use a fewer number of equal pieces. So I'm going to shade in my 12/18. 3, 6, 9. So I shaded in my 12/18. And what I want to do is I want to try to find something that's going to be equivalent to 12/18, but I want to represent that by using fewer pieces. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a copy of this. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to scroll down to something else that I already have drawn. And you can see that these two pretty much take up the same amount of space. So again, I'm going to shade in my 12/18. So now I have my 12/18 shade. I'm going to shade in the same amount here. I'm just going to shade in just a little bit. Okay, so I shaded in the same amount that I have on both fractions. And like I said, I want to reduce the number of pieces, but I want to represent the same thing. So what if I just came through here and said, you know what? And I want to just now take this bar out. I still have the same space. Shade it in. Let me fix that right up here on top. And I do the same thing here. The only thing I'm doing is I'm just taking out some of those bars in the middle. I'm still using the same space to represent the same thing. So I'm just reducing my number of equivalent parts. And now on this side I have 12/18 representing the same amount of space by 12/18 is 2/3. And I can say that 2/3 is equivalent to 12/18. So let's look at that using the GCF. So here's 12/18, and I'm going to find the GCF. Y'all know what time it is. It's factor rainbow time. 12/18. So 1 times 12, color. 2 times 6, color. 3 times 4. So factors of 12 are 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 12. Then let's jump over here to 18. So 18 is 1 times 18. Then 2 times 9. Then 3 times 6. Do I have anything else? Anything times 4? No. 4 times 4 is 16. 5 times 5 is 25 or 20. So that's going to be it for 18. So the factors of 18 are 1, 2, 3, 6, 9, 18. Remember, I want to try to find the greatest common factor between the both of them. And if I look at 1, I look at 2, Look at 1, 2, and 3 for both of them. But the greatest common factor between the two, between 12 and 18, is 6. And you remember, so our GCF is 6. So now I'm going to divide both of these by 6 because I'm reducing the number of parts from 18 equal parts, and I'm going to reduce that by 6. So 12 divided by 6 is 2. 18 divided by 6 is 3. And so that is 2/3. And if we look and we go back to our picture, scroll up, and doesn't that match what we did in our picture? That 12/18 is equivalent to 2/3. And that is the end of our lesson, lesson 2, using the DCF to find equivalent fractions.